Okay, as previously mentioned, I thought I might do some short videos on some of the board games that are available for the periods that I'm interested in, and I thought I'd start with 30 Years War Europe in Agony, which is a Roger B. McGowan game from 2001. I have to admit that I'm actually quite interested in board games almost as much as miniature war games, and I find them just brilliant as a way of looking at the high strategic side of wargaming, which is just not possible when you're painting miniatures and playing miniatures war games. You just don't really get a chance to see the high strategic side of a lot of these periods, and that interests me just as much as the tactical side of things. And this is probably one of the earlier attempts really to sort of try and get a strategic overview of the 30 Years War. And of course it's a GMT game. GMT are a massive influence in the world of wargaming board games, and it's unsurprising that they brought one out back in 2001 to cover what was then, I'm sure, a relatively interesting period for a lot of people, and has become, I think recently, up in 2015-16, is certainly becoming much more of interest because of the development of 28mm figures for the period, and there's a lot of those around. I might take a look at some of the figures that I've got actually, but it's certainly not something that I would consider doing a lot in 28mm because it's so time consuming to paint the figures. So 30 Years War, Europe in Agony, 1618-1648, which covers the entirety of the 30 Years War. I have to say, probably one of the first things that attracted me about this game was in fact the box art, which is gorgeous. And if you actually move onto the board itself, I'll take some of these play aids off. As you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous playboard. I believe Mark Simonich and Roger McGowan were both involved with this. In fact, we've got some credits down there, which is rather helpful. And as you can see from the board, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I am well aware of other games that have come out since, such as Won by the Sword, which I may take a look at a bit later. But as you can see, this is an extremely complex and well thought out and well put together board game for the 30 Years War. Nice big counters that are easy to read, with nice big icons on them, and giving you a lot of information on the game and what to do and where to put things. So again, I think a high point for GMT, certainly in recent years, was this game. I have played the game once, but I have to admit that I played it online and I've never had the opportunity to actually put it out. But now that I've got a little bit of additional space, I probably will leave this out and play it as I get a chance to play it now and again. As you can see, we've got the cards here. We've got the Catholic red cards and the blue Protestant cards. And in fact, the game pretty much revolves around these. It is a card-driven game. One of the aspects of playing solo is very difficult to play a game like this on your own, knowing the card contents. But actually, I found that playing this, if you just play both sides to their best, within their best possible sort of try to win with both sides, and that pretty much gets around some of the problems with the cards. Again, it's very nice, or very practical I should say, card reference sheets that help you with the various aspects of the game. A sequence of play there, you can see the Wallenstein, pillage, card draw, and then the action phase, pay phase, end phase, and end of turn. And again, there's actually it looks like one of these early setup cards that's actually very helpful in helping to put together the board, which does take a while. I mean, I don't know what the aspect of this game in terms of timing was, but it certainly takes a while to set up, even when you're playing it on something like Vassal, and it's not for the faint-hearted. I think I'll leave that there then, and I might do another video or two on this, perhaps with a little bit of play as well, just to see how we get on. But as I say, very interesting game, particularly if you're interested in the period, but I know a lot of people have played this and they rate it highly just as an individual game. So thanks very much.